Hello everyone, I hope life's been treating you well. I am Starscream065, and today we will be taking a look at the Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Jazz. First, we'll take a look at his accessory, which is a lance of sorts. It is cast, unfortunately, all in white plastic with no paint to be seen. However, it does have some nice molded detailing, like grips on the 5mm pieces to be held in robot mode. It can be pegged onto Jazz's roof in car mode, like so. However, it cannot be stored underneath his vehicle mode, like Jazz and Strong Arm of the same line. Yes, so here we have Jazz in his car mode, or muscle car mode. And it's a really nice car mode. However, it is swamped full of white plastic. Most of what you see here is white plastic. Under the underside, most of what you see, again, is white plastic. Granted, we don't look at the underside. And speaking of which, the underside isn't too terribly bad. You can't really make out his hands, because they're different color plastic than the white, and they're folded up. You can see his head, however, his torso, and his feet. But they're not too bad. But yes, lots and lots of white plastic. As far as paint goes, you have paint on the windshield and the side windows. Nothing on the back, unfortunately. However, it is sculpted in there. Then you have some red up here on the bumper, blue stripes running the length of the hood. You have some red and blue striping here on the doors, and then some red back here on the spoilers, and that is it, unfortunately. You do have some molded taillights, however, those are not painted. But I digress. I do like this car mode, though. Its proportions are different, however. The windshield is very, very narrow and very, very low, and the hood is very long. As you can see, looking at the car dead on, it looks like there'd be hardly any space for the driver to sit. However, from my understanding, this is accurate to how Jazz's alternate mode looked in the Robots in Disguise television series, so I can't complain too much. He does roll quite well, despite having clip-on wheels in all four places. So, for a size comparison, here he is next to Dark of the Moon Deluxe Starscream. You can see how they compare. And then here he is next to Armada Deluxe Starscream. You can see how they compare. So he's about the size of a normal deluxe figure. Alright, so I think that's about it for Jazz's car mode. We'll now get down to transformation. So to start, you're going to come up, or under I should say, to the vehicle mode, and take his hands and unpeg them from the bumper. And bring them out like so. And then unpeg the side wheel assembly here. Focus the camera. Focus. There we go. Unpeg this side wheel assembly like so. And then you're going to take it on this hinge, it's on a double hinge, and you're going to bring it down, and it'll kind of soft tab into place underneath this bit right here. And that's where it will stay for robot mode. Same thing on the other side. Unpeg his forearm from the bumper, like so. Bring it out. Then bring his shoulder assembly up, like so. Then you're going to take the doors and unpeg them, like so. They peg in right here, and there's a slot, or a peg right here, and a slot right here. Pardon me. Bring the other door out, like so. Then peg that in all the way. Then you're going to come back here to his legs, and you're going to unpeg them from the windshield, like so. And then try to take the windshield and roof assembly and bring it up like so. You get it out of the way. Split his legs, take his feet, and bring them down like so. Stand them up. Now I should have brought the hood down first for clearance sake, but it would have been up against his back. You're going to bring it down, and there are two tabs right here that will peg into either side or either shoulder here, like so. Then you're going to take his arms at the shoulders, rotate them forward like so, and they'll kind of clip into place, and bring them down in this joint here, like so. Come down here to his hands, the little notch right there, and you're going to flip his hands out like so. Take the other hand, flip it out in the same fashion, like so. Come around here to his back, and now you're going to want to get the doors out of the way, and you have two tabs right here and one on the other side of the assembly right here. And then you have, it's kind of hard to see, but you have two tabs, or two slots right here and right here on either side of this back piece, the hood that goes behind his head. And you're going to bring it up and you're going to peg it into place, and that'll lock his roof into place on his back. And then you can position his door wings however you want to. I prefer them out a little bit. And here we have Jazz in his robot mode. Alright everyone, here we have Jazz in his robot mode. And I remember the first comments about Jazz that came out of Toy Fair 2015. And they were that Jazz is the remold of Robots in Disguise Prime Bumblebee. And while there are similarities in their design choices, hood is chest, and they got the wheels behind their shoulders as well as the wings and their feet and so on, they are indeed not the same figure, let alone a remold. Jazz is a completely separate figure from Bumblebee, has no automotive feature in his chest whatsoever, and is completely differently proportioned in robot mode. Let alone has wheels in different places, such as Pirate on his legs instead of on his back of his feet, and so on. But Jazz is very much a new figure, and a really, really good figure at that. He has a really nice build quality to him, which seems contradictory to what seems to be somewhat of the norm for this Robots in Disguise line. But I feel that he's really well built, and that might be partially due to his proportions and how thick and round he is in some ways, like his arms and his legs and so on. Let's take a look at his head. Now, some people are complaining about his head and how it has no visor. Now, he did have a visor in the show for a short period of time when he pulled speakers out of his shoulders. But other than that, he was visorless completely. And I find his head sculpt to be very accurate. It's okay, it's a little simple, a little blotchy, but it's okay. Got some nice paint, silver on the face and some blue eyes. Let's start with articulation then. His head is on a ball joint. You can look that far forward, that far back, and it can do a 360. His shoulders are a mushroom peg. They can do a full 360 if you get the door wings out of the way. They can go out that far on this pin here and that far in. He has 90 degrees movement there at the elbow. He has a mushroom peg for rotation at the elbow, or bicep swivel rather. And then his wrists are hinged for transformation. He has no waist. He has ball jointed hips. However, they're a little limited due to how far his waist extends down. So you have to kind of bring them out to move them up. And then he does have a thigh swivel here. It's a little tight, and it likes to lock in place at the center point, which isn't a bad thing to get his legs centered. And then he has a knee joint, 90 degrees, and then his feet can move up or fold up and down for transformation. It's all in all about average posability for this guy. As far as his weapon goes, it can be held in two ways. It can be held as a lance, or a spear of sorts, with this handle right here, and it can peg into either hand. There we are, like so, which doesn't look bad. I've seen worse. Again, it's all white, but what you gotta do. And it can also be held by this port right here, or the handle, which is used in car mode. Now, it doesn't work very well due to how his his forearms are designed, because the back tip right here likes to rub up against the forearm and it won't sit straight. As you can see, it kind of works as a gun, maybe a sniper, or something like that, but I prefer it being held as a lance. Now, Jazz still is a lot of white in this mode, but he does have some more paint revealed. He has this red on the shoulders here, red on his chest, along with the QR Autobot code. He has a black crash piece, for lack of a better term there. And then he has some good plastic coloring too. He has some black plastic on his thighs here, lower thighs, and he has some black right here on his ankles. And then he has some black jointage up here on his arms and some black hands, and then he has a black head that's revealed. And that's about the extent of his paint, but I think the black plastic coloring does help break up all the white that is on the figure. So for size comparisons in this mode, here he is next to first edition Prime Starscream. And you can see how much taller Starscream is. And you can see Starscream's ball joint on his head is failing me. I'll have to put some nail polish on that. And you can see the Jazz is shorter, but that's just due to how Starscream's proportioned. A better comparison, if Starscream falls over, would be, well, Cybertron Deluxe Starscream. You can see Jazz is shorter, and granted, the figure's a downsized as time has gone on, but Jazz is around the normal deluxe size, although they call him warrior size. Alright everyone, personally I feel that Jazz is the strongest warrior class entry in the Robots in Disguise line after Optimus Prime from Wave 2. I really like its overall design, or build quality, pardon me, and his design in general, and I find that it is accurate to his show model to an end. Plus his car mode is really unique. Its proportions are a bit awkward, but I like them. So this has been the video review for the Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Jazz. I am Starscream 065. Your support is appreciated in the form of a comment, like, or subscription. Thanks for watching and take care.
Isn't my old pal Megatron?
Megatron.
Notice how much noise an insect makes, buzzing and clacking until you crush it underfoot? That's what you are, Megatron! A bug with a big mouth.